Blessed risings, good afternoon, or good evening. Depending on where in the world you are tapping in from, you got to keep in mind that Keep It P podcast is a global show. And today we will be discussing in dramatic vote, McCarthy becomes first House Speaker to be ousted in U.S. history. We really don't care. This doesn't affect Black people in any way, shape, or form. Reason why I'm doing this is to point out there is a point. The reason why he got ousted is because he was white supremacy light. He was doing some of the stuff. See, they said a small group of Republican hardliners. No, a small group of stouch white supremacists. I'm talking about white supremacy where I need slavery again. White supremacy where I need Jim Crow again. White supremacy where I need your baby as alligator bait. See, them is the white supremacists that ousted McCarthy. See, they just regular white supremacists. It's just white supremacy light. See, and he was too light for them. They trying to go hard in the paint. That small group, they want to go so hard in the paint. They need to see Black people in shackles. And if you're not coming with that level of white supremacy, then they got to get you out of there because they don't have time to play. They don't have no time to waste. The numbers is getting low. We need to make a go of this. That's why I hopped in here and did this. Let me go ahead and let you get a little bit of what they got to say before I hop back in here.
Ukrainian refugees here heading to a small as they happen. ABC News Live Prime. We'll take you there.
Stream ABC News Live weeknights wherever you stream your news. Only on ABC News Live.
That doesn't bother Black people at all. It has nothing to do with us. We don't care. We don't care. It's not about cutting the check. Nobody got kicked out that was going to help cut the check. Nobody was going to do nothing to help us stop from getting shot dead in the street. If you go look at our other articles, our other news, Keep It P podcast is the Fox News for Black people.
The ousted as Speaker of the House in a historic vote. I'm Kana Whitworth here in
Here we go. They don't want y'all to hear it from the horse's mouth. That's what I'm trying to give it to, straight from the horses.
Congressman from Illinois about all of this out. And of course, we start with our big story here. The House has voted to remove Republican lawmaker Kevin McCarthy as House Speaker. It's the first time in U.S. history that a speaker has been voted out. Republican Matt Gaetz, who filed the motion to oust McCarthy, spoke shortly after the vote.
Kevin McCarthy went down today is because nobody trusts Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy has made multiple contradictory promises, and when they all came due, he lost votes of people who maybe don't even ideologically agree with me on everything.
He lost
this
votes
comes
from people
as
who
Congress now has a little more than
like
a month to avoid a government shutdown. So joining me now is our Democratic Congressman Illinois, Brad Schneider. Thank you so much for being here with us. And you're on the record as saying, look, McCarthy got himself into this. Essentially, he has to get himself out. He got no Democratic support today. Tell us about your vote.
Well, I think you've seen over the really last 9 months, Kevin McCarthy Democrats have said from the very beginning that we'll reach across the aisle to work with Republicans to find to address the challenges we face as a country.
As long as it's against black people,
issues we disagree
know how
with
to come together against black people.
We've stood up and fought to make we didn't default on our debt. New Dems, I'm a vice chair of the Dem coalitions, we away and we kept the government open. Or out of default. We said we would fight to make sure that the government didn't close, but that we didn't cut programs that people depended on to just get through their daily lives. And I'm grateful that we were able to keep the government open on Saturday. But that was not the solution. That was buying time. We need to use that time in a constructive way. Unfortunately, what you saw today is that instead of using that time, the extremists in the Republican Party the chair.
And so if McCarthy now as speaker, then who? I mean, are you concerned with the speakership and how things will fail to keep rolling there in Washington or to even start rolling at all?
Well, of course I'm concerned. I think Democrats have stood united and say we're
See, he told y'all
they have the
stouch racist
right to choose who they want as their leader and ultimately as speaker. Democrats have said if we were given progress,
racist, white,
select Hakeem Jeffries as speaker, I think you'll see that we stand united. Our constituents work for the country, but also willing to work with the Republicans wherever we can.
And you say you're working wherever you can. Is that a strategy?
Oh, it's certainly true. I mean, just point back to the Fiscal Responsibility Act that passed in May. It was an agreement between McCarthy and President Biden. It passed with 165 Democratic votes, 140 Republican votes. It laid out a pathway that we wouldn't be in a situation today to fund the government, do it in what's called regular order, passing the 12 appropriations bills in a methodical way, bipartisan way. You saw that effort in the Senate. Unfortunately, then Speaker McCarthy chose to abrogate that agreement almost immediately. But Democrats along the way.
What did we learn here today, boys and girls? That this is a big fat nothing burger. We don't care. It doesn't affect black people. Ain't gonna hold you. I'm just gonna scold you and fold you about being off cold. Gonna leave you with 4 words, as we always do around this time. Subscribe for the vibe, like for the spike, comment your vomit, share if you care, and if you dare, where? Over there on all the platforms. Y'all know where to go. This is a nothing for black people. Don't let this fool you. Don't let it scare you. Government shutdowns, any of that doesn't affect us like that. We've been known to survive. We're resilient. That's what we do. Don't let it fool you. Let's continue our push to cut the check, reparations. Cut the check or hit the deck. Love, peace, blessings, and aloha. Gotta go high for show high. You already know how. Big brother like Rice Supremo Mike T. Signing off.